Oh boy, 145 runs in this session, dominated entirely by Shubman Gill's magnificent magnum opus of 265.
We love that word over here, right?
Yeah, magnum opus we do.
How did it start?
Pawan's also laughing.
How did it
Why
start?
do we love it?
Which show?
Yeah.
I don't.
Pawan, yaar.
Check the playlist. But see, 265. We have already done a record as to what Gill has achieved.
So that, why don't you enlighten us all about the multiple records that he's broken?
Yep. He's now the highest ever individual scorer for India in tests in England. Second captain to... Because we did this record when he had gone past Sunil Gavaskar's mark of 221. We'll do another one when he scores maybe that milestone of triple
You'll have to keep
100.
updating your script.
I have to keep updating the script because he's now the highest individual scorer in England for India. He's the second captain to get a double 100 overseas. Virat got 200 in West Indies, Antigua.
First Asian to do it in England.
Yes. He needs only 13 more runs to become the highest ever scorer for an overseas guy in Edgebaston.
Okay. Who's the present record holder?
It's a certain Graham Smith.
Oh.
When he hit 277 at Edgebaston in 2003. On the other hand, if you look at it, he can also become the fourth ever, if you can say, overseas player to score a triple 100 in England. It's dominated by Don Bradman's 334, Hashim Amla 311, Bob Simpson 311. He can do it, and if he goes for a 300, the next thing would be to break the great Don's record, which was achieved close to 100 years ago. So these are the things standing in front of Shubman Gill on a pitch that has absolutely deadened. Let me add that the pitch right now in Edgebaston is absolutely dead, flat,
It'll be
featherbed.
fair to say, right, gents, if you're a batter out of form, this is the place you want to be right now.
Yes, that's why KL Rahul, Nitish Reddy, Karun Nair, Rishabh Pant will be kicking themselves for not scoring much more than what they wanted.
That is how things happen, like right in cricket. Otherwise, we would have seen teams getting to 1,000, 1,100 runs if on good batting conditions, each and every batter started to score those runs. So I think they would be feeling unlucky in that sense. They would have wanted that one delivery just before they got set did not come their way. But Shubman Gill, again, I think it will be really wrong to say that he just got lucky, because this is exactly what he did in the previous test match as well. And today he just looks, I think the responsibility has really gone down well with Shubman Gill. As far as the calls taken on the toss, team combinations, all of that I think is just on the back seat. But he had very clearly mentioned that for me, batting is when I go out there to bat, that is a different zone, and when I'm there as a captain, that is a different zone. I think he's exactly doing that, and he would really, why I see those much animated celebrations from him all throughout this series, and it's really unlike Shubman Gill in that sense. I think a very big reason for that is the doubts that were created on Shubman Gill, the overseas batter, heading into this series. Now it won't be right to say that he's put all of those questions to rest just because of these two test matches, because there's still Australian conditions, much tougher conditions in England itself, conditions in South Africa, New Zealand, where he needs to get runs, but he's definitely shown that he has that caliber to do that in these conditions as well. And I think that is something which would be really satisfying for him, and that is why you see those celebrations, all those trolls on social media, everything that was going around just heading into this test series. I think that for the timing will be put to rest.
I mean, see, he's achieved whatever it is. It may be a flat deck, it is all that, but then you capitalize on the conditions that you get in. And Shubman Gill is ensuring, I think he's only about 4 away from registering his highest ever first class score in history also. I think his previous...
Saying yesterday, he has a double 100 for Punjab.
Yeah, 268 was his highest. And if he does that, then man, triple 100... I mean, the last time someone scored a triple 100, he got dropped. Karun Nair.
I remember, and it happened against the same opposition.
Same opponents, but it was in India.
While that conversation began upstairs, where there was, colleague of ours and those in our sister channel AajTak as well. So when this whole conversation about his 100 began, I was taken back momentarily to this moment a few years back when I remember he'd scored that 91 odd in Gabba. And I remember what his father had said that time. I don't remember if I had a word with him, but I do remember the one quote of his that did the rounds back then, and he wasn't happy. Of course, it was an epic victory and a historic victory for India, but he wasn't happy with his son for not having reached the 100, and that's what he wanted a little more. I remember it sort of became a little joke as well, how Indian parents just want the kids to always excel, and nothing 91% let's say is not good enough. You want a 99 and 100% if you want to.
That is why we have a lot of toxicity in society.
True.
Parents are like that. Kapoor saab ke bete ko dekha, Sharma ji ka beta dekha.
But today
you like that, Sidvi sir? With your
I am definitely not like that, because I've been, when I got 80% in 10th, I was viewed as a failure. That's how.
We've all
What
been there,
would I-
Siddharth.
No,
We've
no,
all
no.
been
I
there.
have not. I have been really lucky in that sense. That my
Yeah,
percentage
he
was
got an ovation, he
less
was
than,
telling me.
Yes, less than
In
you.
a
Also, my
family
parents
of
were really happy with
engineers
it.
and lawyers, I got 80%. It felt like a failure. I'm like,
No,
damn.
I did better than you, but also times change. So maybe my times the expectation was even higher, because whatever I scored, it wasn't.
See,
I wasn't
2000
given any respect for that.
2000 versus 2010.
This was 2012.
2012.
Versus 2019.
Oh, goodness.
So anyhow,
20 not 20.
point being that today I was just thinking, what is it that his father would be thinking right now, and I'm sure he would now be thinking over 300. But for whatever that he's done till now, Shubman Gill, you have to be extremely proud. It doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of wicket you're presented with. A good batter is a good batter is a good batter because he does things which others don't. Shubman Gill did things which other batters around him didn't. There's a batter in Jadeja who missed out on 100. There is a Yashasvi as well who missed out on 100. So there were those who came close, but look at, this is what separates the good from the rest. You take your chances. You when you know it's your day, you make it count. I was looking at his control percentage as well. It was 96, and what I like is the way that he's progressed in his innings. Though from 96, that control percentage has sort of dipped, and it's come down to 93. But that's also, if you're playing in England, you will take that with both hands. But
You're talking like Sharma ji ka beta parent. 96 to
no,
90.
I brought that up. I brought that up because we had touched upon the control percentage.
Correct.
And how this is historic when it comes to a control percentage innings. The other thing is, what I like about this innings is how he's grown in terms of confidence, and how his strike rate has changed from a time where he was batting at about 45-50 strike rate. In fact, his 100 came, I think, at a strike rate just shy of 50, or just around 50-51. In fact, yesterday I remember at stumps he'd gone in with a strike rate of 51. Today, first session ends, his strike rate jumps to 57 point something. Now, if you see, it is
70, close to 70.
It is 70 now. So there you see. So while his score was increasing, as he gained more and more time in the middle, and that's what I said. Remember, Siddharth, that I think the idea is to spend more time in the middle, which is why you saw no urgency from him yesterday. He wasn't bothered about what that strike, and it should be. I was totally with him in the manner in which that he approached his innings, and as those runs kept coming, you saw he didn't shy away from wielding the willow. He went for a couple of he cleared his leg on a couple of occasions. He went for a couple of big ones on the leg side as well. So you saw the cross-batted shots as well later on as the innings progressed. So it's been so far a very classy innings from.
So what are the records that he could potentially break? Smith 277, his own individual mark of 268. Could go past Alistair Cook, 294 in Birmingham.
In Birmingham?
Yes, 294. That seems to be the highest score at
That
this
is the
venue.
2011 knock you're talking about.
Yeah, 2011. 294. He's also eyeing Peter May's 285 also. That was the second highest score. Zahir Abbas, 274. So if he does that, Smith, Zahir Abbas, he can do it. So he's 9 away from Zahir Abbas, 274. He's 12 away from Smith. And 294 from Cook. So if he does that, he'll have the highest score ever in Edgebaston. But if he gets a triple hundred, he'll be the fourth in the history of the game to score a triple hundred in England in all the 150 years of playing in this country. So, well,
He'll put him in an elite list among the Indian batters to get a triple hundred as well.
yeah, and I think he'll be the second after Viru to score a triple century away.
Away, yeah, because Karun was at home.
Karun was at home. Even
Virat.
where he scored triple hundred.
No, not a triple hundred. Sorry,
I'm scoring.
double
I'm talking about a triple hundred at this stage. So, Viru hit it in Multan, then he hit in Chennai. Karun hit it in Chennai, and now you may see Shubman Gill achieve it in a Sena country. Can you believe it? So in that sense, so let's take a couple of questions because you only have 5 minutes to go for the start of the final session. Mr. Shekhar, morning gents, both of my boys, SG and Washi together.
Both of my boys as in GT boys.
GT boy, yeah. Now it's time for DSP/PK. I proudly brag, always a loyal SG fan, even in dark days. Of course, he's always been backing Shubman Gill and the
His
Gujarat
captain.
Titans. Yeah, his captain. And yeah,
But right now he's our captain.
yeah, whatever it is. So yes, he's a captain for 1.4 billion Indians at this point in time. So yes, it's going to be a big situation that we have got. And Syed Nizamuddin is saying, Shubman Gill has really played well. I think after getting captaincy, he's become more responsible.
Yeah, and he's really not manufactured shots in that sense. He's not tried to overdo anything. He's played on the merit of the ball, and I think that is why he's getting these results as well. And I think he's slowly and gradually starting to become a class apart. When you talk about that generational great, for that, in that sense, you need knocks like this that separate you from the rest of them. Even Yashasvi Jaiswal, for that matter, is a very good batter, and he's somebody who's going to serve Indian cricket for many years to come. But that class, that that once in a generational talent, that Shubman Gill slowly and gradually is sort of promoting towards that space.
Is he also, Siddharth, the youngest of the lot? In all the records that you
second
spoke
youngest.
of, I think he's definitely younger than a Sunny Ji and a Dravid the time that they scored their respective double
But
tens.
the one who's ahead of him was Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi.
Oh, MAK.
MAK Pataudi, I think he was 23 years when he scored that double century as a captain. So I think Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi is there, and after that is Shubman Gill, and then the rest. So in that sense, it's going to be there. But Danush is saying this match is a draw, can't take 20 wickets. We'll focus on the wicket when we get Rahul for the post-match. When we look at it post-day stumps, he will have a grander idea as to how the wicket has behaved in that sense. And Saraj Chandra Singh loved every shot of Shubman.
But he's already told us it's a dead wicket.
It is a dead wicket, yeah.
And,
And it looks,
and it's for us to see as well that it is indeed a wicket that is only meant for batting out there.
oh yes, and don't be surprised, even if only England's recklessness can make India the favourites to win this match. Only England's
See, the
short
only way I see a
circuitedness.
result in this match, Siddharth, as I was telling you upstairs as well, is if India ought to post somewhere around 650, 700. You only bat once.
Yeah, now
That's
you
the
don't have time to
only-
bat twice.
That's the only time you can force a result over here. Otherwise, I don't see a result. And I think that is something that the Indian camp would have recognized as well.
See, I think they can go past 600, but 700 is pushing it.
Whatever,
Yeah.
600, you got to be, so you're at 500 what right now?
564 for 6.
564. Yeah, so you got to aim for another 70, 80 runs. If Shubman Gill can stay there, he just needs support from the other end. The scoring will have to be done by him. If an Akashdeep can really play with some responsibility, and he has shown us in the past that he can, of the three tailenders that we have, play with greater responsibility. Then if these quick runs can come, if these 60, 70 runs can come, that's the only way that India get to that kind of total that you can make the opposition bat twice. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you just
Exactly. So see,
come out here, bat, correct your averages, go
so
back
you
home.
are saying that if you score about 70, 80 runs or even 100 runs, you go past India's highest score here, which is 664. Oval, they hit 664 at the Oval, where Kumble got 100 in that match. 628 leads where...
Forgot where his helmet was when he was running for that single.
Oh yes, I mean he got an inside edge. It went past Matt Pryor. I think the bowler was Kevin Peterson, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was Peterson bowling.
Remember how
He danced down the
fervently
track.
ran after that.
Yeah, I think he danced down the track. If Pryor had collected, he was stumped. But I think the ball snuck under Matt Pryor and it went for a boundary. And what is the trivia in the 2007 series?
You won that series.
You won, but Anil Kumble was the only centurion from India in that series.
No.
No one else hit a century. Tendulkar out 92, Dhoni out in the 90, Dravid hit a 50.
So in that way, this series has no parallels with 2007.
No way.
You had
that was
5
a
in the
dead
first.
double wicket.
You've seen a triple century in this one.
We may see a triple. He's
We
still
haven't
not.
seen it yet.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah, 35 more runs away from creating history. And if you are greedy, he's 70 away from breaking Bradman's mark of 334.
but-
If you want to be greedy, that is. So yeah, Mr. Creator saying it won't be a draw. Baseball doesn't go for a draw. England either score lot or give wickets while going for big shots. Won't be a draw. But see, if baseball has grown brains,
Which they claim to have had.
which they claim to have had, which is why I'm saying I am relying on them short circuiting through their shots. But if they don't, and suppose 660, suppose India makes 650.
But by scoring 660, you see India absolutely eliminating the fact that they can lose that.
Yeah. Then it can only be a draw or an India win then. But if England also make 455, 500, it's a dead of a dodo wicket then in that sense.
Sarat Chandra says that he's loved every bit of seeing Shubman Gill out in the center, every shot that he's played, and that displays that his high standards are very. He says excellent maturity that he's shown, but this is not the ones where we decide a player.
Yeah, I mean, see, again, the maturity has shown, but this is not the ones where we decide a player. He's like saying, okay, but still can't give result of a standard away from home games. This is the kind of wicket which will not enhance his credentials. That is what he's saying.
But I think we touched upon that as well. It's if he gets to, even if he doesn't, let's say, a 250 plus score is a 250 plus score. Simple as that.
If you win from this, then you have to appreciate the kind of...
You need to take into consideration factors like concentration, determination. There are
Control.
players we've seen, who get out immediately after scoring 100, and that's a thing that happens.
It's happened with Shubman Gill 6 times.
He's had 5 milestones per se, or many milestones. First got a 50, 100, 150, 200, and a 250. So it's the little moments as well that are enough to put you off. And which is why in cricket so often we see a batter get out after getting to a personal milestone. So it takes a great deal of concentration and focus as well for you to be there and keep going at it.
Correct. So yes, we are down to the final session now. Again, I don't think you'll end at 10:30. You'll end at 11. If there is a wicket, if suppose India are all out, you'll have a 10-minute break, and we'll be there live for you to see how they go about it. Maybe they'll want to bat one half of a session, and then insert England in for the final hour.
No, you would not want to
Suppose
do that.
if they make 650, why not?
I don't think
After
that
what
you're
happened
putting
last
England into
time.
bat. Like I said, I think the Indian camp would have also realized that there's only one way of getting a result. You bat once, you bat long. That's it.
Yeah, 650. Let's
That's
see.
No
only way
point.
now.
No point that you put in the opposition to bat. They're
Okay.
going to be scoring runs.
Let's
as well.
see. So yes, it's going to be very, very interesting. Already England are looking deflated, tired, demoralized. Their bowlers in particular, they look demoralized. But yeah, look at that pitch. Oof. Dead. Without any life. It's like that Ahmedabad wicket which you played in the BGT in 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, it
When
was
you needed a draw.
where you needed a draw to escape with the barest of margins, and you ultimately lost in the WTC final there also. So yeah, is he getting a 100?
I think he is.
I also think I don't think he is.
You don't think he is? Okay, so 2-1. I think he is getting a 100, and you're going to see history.
I'll be very happy though if he gets one.
Yep. Okay. So you're going to see him play with tremendous impact. I think England will spread the field, and let's see how that happens. So yeah, we'll join you for the innings break or stumps, whichever comes later. So let's see. So from me, Harshit and Shashwat, it's bye-bye.
The asterisks which you give reminds me every time of my car service booklet. 10,000 kilometers
Yeah.
or 6 months.
But
Whatever
we'll
is
be
available.
back for a lengthier post-match debate. We'll have Rahul from Ground Zero also joining us. So
Yeah.
until then, see you soon.